Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the unwritten supercharger etiquette rules, so if you're interested, stay tuned. The supercharger network is growing at a ferocious pace to try and accommodate all the new Teslas that Tesla is selling, but I think they still have a ways to go, as there are a lot of busy stations, especially in SoCal. There is one station that jumps out in my mind, which is Culver City. I see stuff on Twitter all the time with that particular station being super busy, and there are other stations around the country and kind of here in NorCal and SoCal that are pretty busy as well. So they need to keep building those superchargers to try and alleviate all this pressure from people needing to get energy whenever they need to get energy. When you pick up a new Tesla, Tesla doesn't tell you how to supercharge or what the rules are, so I thought I'd make this video to try and help everyone understand the proper unwritten etiquette rules, and that way everyone stays happy. These are in no particular order, so here we go. Trash. This is common sense, but don't leave trash around the supercharger stations or just anywhere in general. So my buddy Joe, he runs the Tesla Owners San Joaquin Valley chapter, and he's actually put a trash can at the Patterson station, so you see it in the picture. That way, if you do have trash, maybe you're eating your takeout or something, you can actually throw it away. So it would be nice if Tesla or somebody could put trash cans at each station. That way we don't have trash just sitting around all over the place. 1A and 1B. So as you can see, this guy parked next to me, but you can see that the entire rest of the supercharger station is open. So what I'd recommend is, if you can, don't park right next to someone. So basically, the cabinets that you may or may not see away from the superchargers, each cabinet powers 2 stalls. And so basically what that means is, if you plug into a stall and the 1A or the 1B, whichever one is connected, is not being used, then you're going to get all the power that you need. Now what happens is, like the guy next to me, when he parked next to me, basically he's going to get the leftovers of that cabinet, how much power it can, provide the 2 stalls, but it's going to mess up your charge as well. So if you can, park away from the, person in the 1A, 1B stall next to you, and that way both you get max amount of power. So this is a general rule. Most of the time it is 1A and 1B that are connected, but sometimes it's not. It could be like 1A and 2A, but just, keep in mind as a general rule that it's usually 1A and 1B that are connected. So park away from that person that's connected to your cabinet if you can. I've seen a couple of times where the supercharger handle is just laying on the ground. Now come on guys, don't do that. Once you're done supercharging, put it back in the handle where it's supposed to be. Don't just leave it on the ground. That's just really inconsiderate and kind of lame if you're going to be that lazy not to put it back in the handle and just leave it on the ground. If you pull into a stall and it's broken, the general consensus is to put the handle on top of the actual supercharger. That way it'll tell other users that that stall is broken and to use a different stall. Also, what I would do at that point is contact Tesla and let them know that that stall is broken, so that way they can get out there and fix it when they have a chance. If you've noticed on the MCU, Tesla will tell you that at a particular station, there is a stall broken, but it doesn't tell you which stall is broken. It just says 1 out of order. So this is the surefire way to let people know, hey, this stall is broken. Don't come here. Wait for the next one to open up so you can charge at, the full power of the supercharger station. Don't charge past 90% if at all possible, because the last 10%, and especially the last 5%, take a really long time to charge, and that's because you can't put that much power into the batteries at once, or else it's going to actually ruin the battery. And so try not to charge past 90 if you can, and also it costs you more to charge once you get above 90%, and so I would save that only if you're on a road trip or something where you really need that much range to charge all the way up to 100% or to 95%. If you're local, try not to use superchargers if possible if you have other sources of charging, say home charger and something like that, because we want to save the superchargers for people coming through on road trips or other people that don't have access to home charging. So say if you live in a condo or an apartment complex where you can't charge from your home. If there's a line at the supercharger, get in it and don't cut. So fortunately and unfortunately, Teslas are not a small, community of car enthusiasts now where there's a camaraderie bond. There is tons of Teslas out there, and every Joe Blow has a Tesla now that used to have a Camry. So don't cut in line. Don't be that person that's a selfish person because you just want to get out of there as fast as you can and, care about yourself only. What you could do if you want to take this one step further is if you see a line forming and you have enough energy and you're not desperate for a lot more, just unplug and leave. That's the unselfish thing to do and the community thing to do to help the line flow and help people wait less time. Please abide by the supercharger time limits. So some of the stations actually have time limits because the station is so busy. So if there is a station near you that has a time limit, please abide by it and don't be that person that's selfish and just charges until, they're full because they don't really care about anybody else. This one is pretty obvious, but manage your charging time. So basically, once you're done, don't idle the stall. If you do that, Tesla's going to charge you up to $1 a minute to get your car out of there. So just manage your time. Don't be dumb like that. And don't be that person that idles the stall because it's convenient for them and you just don't care. Be aware of what kind of stall it is. So as you know, most of them are back-in stalls, but there are a lot of pull-in stalls as well. So if you're driving a bigger car like a Model X, especially a Model X with a trailer or something being pulled behind, you're not going to be able to back into a stall if you have something behind your Model X. So that's when the pull-in stalls really help because then you can still charge. So be aware of that. And if you can, and there's room, go to a back-in stall instead. That way you can keep the pull-in stalls open for those bigger cars. Don't be a crappy parker. Don't park in more than one stall at once because obviously you're hogging more than one stall and that's just uncalled for. You don't need more than one stall to supercharge. So those are all the unwritten rules I could think of while supercharging at a supercharger station. Are there any rules that I missed that you can think of? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.